things that the universe does, what, you know, all the weird little nuances it has, coincidences, but what ultimately drives the gravity, if you want to say that it's all about gravity, you know, what ultimately drives the dark matter vacuum, what ultimately drives the supernovas, like, you know, it's...
I think we should be looking more inward. I feel like if we look more inward, because if you put a fucking motherboard circuit, like a map of like a bunch of stars and galaxies and someone's brain all like side by side, they look so fucking similar.
Mm-hmm.
So like we got one version of the universe, another version of the universe, and then the universe.
And why do you think we created computers to emulate what we're already doing in our, you know, in our minds?
And it's
because
like the universe is
emulated us, and then we emulated, you know, like, yeah, it's all just a reflection of
bro. What
itself.
What if this universe is emulating something that's like more advanced than it?
That is some crazy...
Bro, because we're more advanced than that, and it's more advanced than us. What if that's what the dimensions are, bro?
But hey, what are you gonna say?
What if the next dimension is just the better version of whatever we are emulating in this universe?
I think that's a great hypothesis. Like, to be honest, that's better than a lot of the modern religions that a lot of the things that I hear. But
dude, it's like God's just making like a big ass program.
But here's the thing, God, like, I think we talked about this last time. He doesn't have to be present for it to.
No, he boot it up. You just, I want to turn this on today.
Boom. And it could also be ever-creating, self-creating by itself, you know, and getting better. Evolution, you know, it's a self-adapting. It's dark energy.
No, it's a natural fucking selection. Bro, what is that shit?
Exactly.
How does, like...
Yeah, what is...
what the fuck is that? That, like, things just, like, decide that they're better and then to kill off the things that are not better? Like, What is that?
But remember what we were talking about last time, too? It's like, yeah, we could blame all of it on a natural selection and, like, survival of the fittest, but... a lot of the traits that we experience aren't, you know, direct uses of survival of the fittest, you know, like it isn't a natural selection, you know, like a lot of the things that we do now, especially, aren't traits of something that has to do with, it's best to survive in this world or like in the universe, you know, like we kind of have it kind of easy, like a little bit, especially now, in these days, but
that's why it's like the more of the survival of the fittest is going on up here now, because the most successful people in the world are the smartest ones in the world.
Damn, that was a good one right there. Exactly, the survival of the fittest is in the mind. Now it's a
yeah,
mind game
we're like,
now.
We're past like what's right in front of us object-wise, and now we're trying to acquire things because that's like the limit to what you can do as of like what we understand right now in this realm. It's just acquire as much fucking bullshit as possible, more than the next guy next to you, and like whoever gets the most is like the winner. Yay, Monopoly, like real shit. But like, if we can get past that to whatever is next, bro, we can because like think about that. The computer, the internet is always going to be there now. We created it, we turned it on, and now it's there.
It's there. What was it called? AI, fucking Sophia, the fucking, you know, Siri, all that shit. That's, like you said, we turn it on, it's there forever, no matter what. We
don't need not to intervene with it anymore.
Even if the main motherboard shut it down, someone can emulate. You know, it's a consciousness now. Like someone could be like, "Oh, I'm gonna start Siri again," because they know it's been a thing. You know, and it's somewhere in
space, getting held up by protons and electrons,
like everything else is
waveform. And
we started that, so wouldn't we be considered like a version of God in a weird way? You know, like a weird.
We're just looking at what, on a small scale, is being done on a large scale.
If we can even consider large scale, you know, it's large to us, but what is it small to, you know, like fucking crazy. These
Dr. Seuss had it when he did the Horton.
The Lorax? The Horton, yeah.
Bro, he had it, bro. He was doing tons of acid, dog.
Was he actually?
No, but
I know.
How else, dude?
But it's like, fuck, if he actually was, that would be fucking
I
sick.
bet that, or he was doing the shit that all the other scientists, because like scientists like Darwin and fucking Isaac Newton and all these fuckers, bro, they were all doing seances and channeling spirits.
Of course.
And like they were tripping.
Bro, until recent times, everybody was doing that shit, you know? Like that's a pretty modern practice, bro. Like seancing, witchcraft, voodoo. It's an equal exchange of energy pretty much, you know? Like you put something out and you get it back. And the easiest way to get something, or the easiest way to somewhere is a straight path, you know? So if you can find a shortcut to anywhere, you can rip a dimension. You could rip a hole in a dimension and grab exactly what you need.
Isn't that what a black hole is, though? Or maybe a black hole is like an uncontrollable wormhole.
Exactly. Yeah. And a wormhole would be something that you could control. Or I mean, I don't know. Yeah, something like that.
Well, like the black hole is created by the universe trying to balance itself. The wormhole is like a cheat code.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah. But what would the wormhole do? Because what would balance the wormhole?
Create an equal black hole into the. Is that where these black holes are coming from? The imbalance of the shortcuts, because we're not actually supposed to be doing all that stuff. Like, you know,
it's like the circuitry like falling in on itself, like a virus in a computer. Like eventually, the computer, like it's not old. The parts are still usable. If you took the computer apart, put it back together, and reset it,
put some new metal in it. Yeah, exactly.
Then it would be fine. But because it's been corrupted or like eaten away at, the motherboard has been like fragmented, as they call it,
abused. Yeah, exactly. That's crazy to think about.
It gets all slow, and it fucks up, and it crashes.
And it does, yeah. And it starts like, yeah,
dude, what the fuck? We're like figuring out the universe right now.
We always do this shit.
All right.
But I wanted to add on. Okay, so I saw this crazy documentary last night. I forget what it's called, like the frequency beings or something like that.
No way.
And I've been watching a bunch of documentaries, and so the ancient Egyptians talk about so alchemy comes from Egypt, right? So it's like alchemet is the old name for Egypt, and that's where the dark arts of the Egyptians is alchemy, and that's the transmuting of base metals, you know. So, and that's where we get chemistry from, pretty much. So, it's an old practice of science, which is dealing with molecular studies. But what the Egyptians were talking about is the Eye of Horus. We're talking about Osiris as the spine. You know, we're talking about the body as well, right?
Yeah.
And the whole point was to become the highest Osiris of yourself, or the highest alchemist. And an alchemist, it changes the molecular structure. The chemistry is, the changing molecular structure of things, right?
Yeah.
And our brain is the chemist. It's the ultimate chemist behind everything that we do. And it's a subconscious chemistry that's going on with electrical signals and like what we always talk about. And when you in my face, I'm not here trying to make a friend. I'd rather post at the crib and get paid. I'm not trying to get faded. Unless you got dropped, but I know that you don't. No, we're not related. So I don't know why you keep calling me bro. Yeah, I stick with the squad like Gorilla Glue. You should stay on your job, you got shit to do. Or maybe you don't, it's a principle. Ironic, I never did shit in school. But now it's all numbers like coding. Prescription is coding. I said that I quit.